panicking right now, and it's starting to show because fans are officially turning on.
I think we're at like
if you really want to know what's going on, you have to look up Jesse on fire. I gotta turn the monitor off. I hear an echo. Hello. There, that's better, I hope. If you want to know what's going on, you'll never be able to unless you look into Jesse on Fire and his new theory. I've came to all the same conclusions separately, independently, basically. I think we had shared a lot of the same sources, but this is what I believed the whole time, and now everybody's catching up, which is awesome because people were starting to call me crazy, and it's getting old. But I'm not gonna back down. If I know I'm right, I'm not gonna back down.
over 200,000.
Kiss my fucking ass.
Sales.
I'll die on any hills if I'm right.
Like crazy.
The Turning Point USA movement is just trying to bring us back to a generation that we fought so hard to overcome.
This is a psyop. What did they do? What else did they do that at? Concerts and shit.
Kirks
Yeah, she's doing a
right now, and
it's like she's a concert. She's throwing out fucking like their guitar pick. That's what it reminds me of. Or what else do they throw out? It's like an ICP concert. Instead of fucking Fago, they throw Trump hats that are probably cheaper.
Show because fans are officially turning on her. TPUSA events are getting boycotted. Protests have already broken out at her recent appearances, and the timing couldn't be
on CIA news, Operation Mockingbird. We don't like TPUSA.
worse. This all comes right as people are digging deeper into her finances, her behavior, and what she's really been doing behind the scenes since Charlie's death. And if you thought that leaked audio was going to blow over, it didn't.
We
that
know it's
recording
MK
of her
Ultra.
smiling, laughing, and casually talking about merch sales and voter numbers at Charlie's memorial.
I'm a survivor of MK Ultra. If nobody knew. They call it drug court now. 10 years ago, I was in drug court, and they offered me electroshock therapy and cognitive interventions. That sounds like fucking mind control experiments to me. And I'm documenting it now, and I'm all the people connected to it. That's why I'm so mad at them. That's why I'm doing this. I'm mad at these people. These are the people that come up with the elite class. They come up with the poison system, and they sell weapons. They keep the prisons full. They are my enemy. They are any sane person's enemy. They're Zionists and Mormons, pretending to be Christians, which is actually, to be nice, they're Luciferian, but we ain't gonna say that on this channel because we're nice. They're the devil worshippers, and they have two different paths. Most Mormons you meet will be nice people. They're lovely people that have no clue what's really going on at the top. It's a mystery school, like where you only get it after certain ages, and you've proven your loyalty. You get in on the insider information, and there's a right hand path and the left hand path, just like Judah or whatever. And the left hand path is like selling your soul to the devil. You can either do it the right way or the left way. And the Mormons have that too, because Joseph Smith was actually, first of all, if you don't believe me, Candace Owens came out and said it was a Mormon organization, and it's 40% Mormons work there, but they're also sponsored heavily by Zionists like Benjamin Netanyahu. Zionist means people that want Israel. Israel didn't exist until like fucking 80 years ago, and it was just after the war, and so that people would leave them alone. But now they're trying to take over the fucking world. We gave them a fucking place, or we didn't. Great Britain gave them the Palestinian lands, which you can't do that because it's not your land to begin with. And then now they want to take over the world. They're trying to rebuild Gaza as some fucking, what do you call it of? You can't even say Israel. You got to say Philadelphia, because now this will be blocked and I'll only get one view. I got to almost go back and bleep that out now. You can't talk about it. And these guys are in charge of that. And Palantir, the house they found Tyler's gun at was a Palantir house. Oh my God, it's so disgusting. Everybody's got to wake up. We're all going to be doomed. We're all going to be 1984.
Only made things worse. People started saying out loud what they'd been thinking for a while, that Erica isn't about values or faith or legacy.
I'm 61. I have zero equipment, 0 gym membership, and 0
you son of a bitch.
I do type.
She's about money, and everything else is an act. Now, with fans walking away and pressure building, there are rumors swirling that the IRS could be taking a closer look at her finances.
Her message.
No, she already got a letter from.
Message. It is the Christian right. It is supporting.
She already got a letter from the Treasury Department, proofread by probably Trump. You can check out that on Wolves and Finance. I always bring receipts. Wolves and Finance does it. He has a letter, and he got a cease and desist letter from these guys because he started digging up on all their. They're probably they probably did it legally what they did, but rich people know all these ways of using nonprofits and shell companies and hiring their friends and paying them ridiculous amounts of money. They take that donor money, get it tax free, and then they get a cut of it. The donors, they have to do whatever the donors say, and because here's what happens, how donor money works, in case you don't know. They give you $1 million, and at first they're just like, yep, here you go. And then they'll go, hey, we're really looking to donate again. But could you please say this and don't say that? And you have to go, dang. They might not even say it out front. They might just give you some talking points and say, we don't know. We're just looking for somebody to support these values. And if you take that money, that's called selling your soul. When he was standing up there fighting all those kids about Israel, he was selling his soul, and he knew it. And that's what he had to get out of that, because there was no stopping the people in Gaza. He wasn't going to support it no more. They are going to kill him, probably, for sure. If they didn't kill him, it's probably not real, but who knows? These people are crazy, man. They all believe in the end of the world. They're doomsday cult. The Latter-day Saints, end days. They want the end of the world. And it's not the end of the world for me and you.
So let's talk about what just...
It's not the end of the world for them. They could get to take over. We are the ones that are doomed in a doomsday cult. People don't know that. Latter-day Saints are a doomsday cult. The Mormons are a doomsday... Oh, it's the same thing. Jehovah's Witnesses are a doomsday cult. A bunch of fundamentalist fucking... There's lots of doomsday cults, Pentecostal, evangelicals, anybody that brings up Armageddon and the rapture and the tongues and those big mega churches with the healers, they're doomsday cults. But it's PC to say, it's not PC to say that anymore. So everybody's getting brainwashed and following these Christians, and they got like rock and roll fucking church. You can't have rock and roll church. Church is not supposed to be fun. Church is supposed to be there to think about your fucking life and become a community and shit. You're not supposed to have fun at church. Not supposed to have a rock band. You're not supposed to see the fucking pastor's junk bulging out of his jeans. You're not supposed to be thinking about him and his fucking hot wife. It's supposed to be like in my mind, I know this is probably wrong, a pastor should be like a asexual being. You know what? I don't want to think about that's why they make him wear them robes and shit. I always thought it was to be a wizard, to look like a wizard, which is part of it maybe in the magic sense. But it's also to degenderify. Because you don't want to be like looking at his shoes and, oh, where'd he get those pants or her pants? You know what I mean? That's why they give him that unisex fucking weird outfit that nobody would want to wear normally, because it's embarrassing almost.
Happened at her most recent event, because this is where things really started boiling over. Turning Point USA kicked off the Make Heaven Crowded 2026 tour at Harvest Christian Church in Riverside. On paper, it was supposed to be about honoring Charlie Kirk's legacy and calling for some big Christian revival moment. But outside, it was chaos.
Christian, they're Luciferian.
Around 100 protesters showed up, and they weren't quiet about it. They were holding signs calling out ICE for abducting people and separating families, speaking out about what's happening in Gaza, and even pointing to lawsuits tied to Harvest Christian Fellowship and its lead pastor, Greg Laurie, over alleged sexual abuse.
The Erica Kirk rabbit hole never ends. She has now began her speaking tour called Make Heaven Crowded with Pastor Greg Laurie, who is head of the Harvest Christian Fellowship Church. And Greg Laurie got hit with serious...
We gotta talk about Make Heaven Crowded. Remember the Doomsday Cult? I just said, now we're making heaven crowded? FYI, they don't go to heaven. They stay here and rule with Jesus after the rapture. Only like 144,000 people get into their heaven. And so that's really weird when you think of it that way.
allegations and lawsuits, allegedly, including claims from survivors. And guess where? Romania.
So while Erica was inside talking about faith and revival, there was a whole different conversation happening right outside the doors. And instead of trying to calm things down or address the concerns, Erica went the opposite direction. She weighed in on the anti-ICE protests and straight up called them demonic. That's the word she used, which of course only poured gasoline on the fire. Because now people weren't just mad, they felt dismissed.
That is crazy that she said that. Yeah, it's the book called The Art of War. It's How to Win War, of course. Very famous. Was banned, created in China and banned forever because it's so effective. One of the first rules, or the main rules, is to accuse your enemy of doing whatever it is you're doing first.
Insulted and painted as evil for even speaking up.
It was interesting because he
You don't have to Google it. I won't tell you nothing wrong ever, I promise.
Do you think these protests are helping?
I Google everything every day. That's what I do. I don't have a job.
At that point, a lot of people felt like she didn't care how bad it looked. Like pulling in a crowd mattered more than who she partnered with or what message it sent. And that's what their really problem is. Asking the uncomfortable question. Because we have to talk about...
When you start talking about Jesus shit, these people have... Everything's off the table, man, if you're doing it for Jesus. That's why it's so dangerous to mix with politics. People don't understand that.
Since Charlie's death, Erica hasn't just been grieving. She's been fundraising, touring, selling merch.
A form of ketamine was recently
approved by the
FDA for depression.
CPS took her kids, I'm pretty sure.
Ketamine. Isn't that a horse tranquilizer?
Ketamine.
And bringing in serious cash. And when you look at how hard she's pushing these events, it's hard not to wonder how much of this is about faith and how much of it is about profit. And that right there might be the biggest motivation of all. After Charlie was unalived in September 2025, Erica didn't just step into his role at TPUSA, she also inherited a massive amount of wealth. We're talking tens of millions of dollars, coming in from different directions, all within a pretty short window of time. First, there was life insurance. Reports say the policy paid out around $10 million, meant for Erica and their 2 kids. Then came the donations. Public donations alone added up to almost another $10 million. One of the biggest fundraisers, pushed by Tucker Carlson's brand, pulled in over $5 million by itself. On top of that, Erica became CEO of Turning Point USA. Charlie was making just under $400,000 a year, so people assume her salary is at least that, if not more. Then there's everything else. Earlier in 2025, they sold their Scottsdale home for over $5 million, which reportedly left around $2 million in cash after everything was settled. Erica also continues to collect royalties from Charlie's books, and there are a lot of them, plus income from his media projects. She also inherited ownership of for-profit companies like Resolute Media Group, which runs the Kirks show. So yeah, financially, she landed on her feet very comfortably. Now, because of how fast all of this happened, the internet went wild with theories. People claimed there were secret transfers, hidden shell companies, sketchy meetings right after the shooting, even rumors that Charlie had changed his will. But here's the part that matters. Those specific claims have been looked into, and so far, they haven't held up. Fact checkers couldn't find records of any secret $350,000 transfer. The will rumors came from satire and fake videos, and the whole clandestine meeting story, that's been written off as misinformation that got boosted by AI content and speculation. Still, even with those rumors debunked, the optics haven't helped her. Because when people hear over $20 million, see nonstop fundraising, watch tours roll out, and then hear leaked audio about merch sales at a memorial, they don't care what's technically legal. They care about how it looks. Erica has pointed to charitable acts too, like a $1 million donation from the Charlie Kirk Legacy Fund to help a 13-year-old battling cancer. And later that year, she even accepted a posthumous Presidential Medal of Freedom for Charlie from Donald Trump.
Thank you, Mr. President, for honoring my husband in such a profound and meaningful way. And thank you for making this event a priority amid the peace process in the Middle East. Thank you.
But for a lot of former supporters, the damage is already done. Because when money, grief, politics, and power all collide this fast, people stop giving the benefit of the doubt. And that's exactly why the boycott talk and IRS rumors aren't dying down. And here's the thing, the IRS talk didn't just pop up out of nowhere. Rumors about an IRS investigation into TPUSA have been floating around for a while now. At first, people brushed them off as just that, rumors. Internet noise. But the fact that those conversations were already happening says a lot on its own. Because even before Charlie died, there were signs that he wasn't fully comfortable with how things were being handled. Not a lot of people remember this, but Charlie had reportedly wanted TPUSA's books audited. That alone raised eyebrows. Because if everything was clean and straightforward, why even bring that up? People don't usually ask for audits unless something feels off. So when the IRS rumors started circulating after his death, some supporters didn't see it as random. They saw it as something Charlie might have already been worried about himself. Then came the leaked audio. Just 2 weeks after Charlie was unalived, that recording surfaced of Erica talking to her team. And instead of sounding like someone still deep in grief, she's upbeat, she's energized. She's talking about how successful the memorial was, about merch sales, about packaging, about how many people registered to vote.
We had over 275,000 people that attended, and the stadium, overflow, Westgate, insane, you guys. And then it's 100 million. We had thousands that were registered to vote. I think we're at like over 200,000 for merch sales. Don't quote me on that because I think it just keeps like bumping up like crazy.
And that part really bothered people because this wasn't a fundraiser months later. This was Charlie's memorial. And the way she talked about it made it feel less like honoring him and more like running a campaign stop. Less about remembering Charlie, more about numbers, momentum, and pushing her own political goals. That's when a lot of people finally understood why Charlie's parents didn't attend the memorial and why they stayed silent afterward. To many, it suddenly made sense.
You guys, where were Charlie Kirk's parents during his memorial service? Like, I've been thinking about this for a couple of days and I've been like trying to look online. I'm like, no, I'm probably just missed it, right?
And if you've watched recent events, it doesn't stop there. We've seen Erica tossing merch into crowds like it's a concert, like this is hype culture. I don't know about you, but that's a level of grief I've never seen before. All of it together, the money, the audits, the leaked audio, the merch first mindset, it explains why fans are walking away and why TPUSA events are getting boycotted. Because at this point, people aren't asking if something feels wrong. They're asking how much longer it can stay buried. A lot of former supporters are saying the same thing now, that Erica was never real, that the grief feels staged, the faith feels performative, the tears don't land. One comment that keeps popping up sums it up perfectly. Erica is a terrible actress. No one believes her fake Christian act. And once people see through that, there's no going back. So the real question here isn't whether Erica can survive another scandal. It's whether TPUSA can survive her. And whatever comes next, one thing's clear, the audience isn't buying the act anymore.
Quickest way to improve vision.
This is the quickest way to improve vision without drops, surgeries, or injections, even if you have AMD, cataracts, or glaucoma. Did you hear Oxford discovered vision problems are 100% reversible?
For real? What about stuff like cataracts and macular degeneration?
Yep. Floaters, cataracts, glaucoma, myopia, retinal detachment, even age-related macular degeneration. 100% reversible if you know what to do.
How did they figure this stuff out? Wait, you said Oxford?
Yeah, researchers from Oxford University took high-powered retina imaging and zoomed into the eyes of over 12,000 patients with declining vision. And what they found goes completely against everything doctors and optometrists have taught us about vision problems.
You know, my mom has AMD. Honestly, I wouldn't wish it on anyone. She can barely work a phone, and she can't even drive at night anymore. I mean, the sad thing is she won't be able to drive at all anymore soon. She's got to get these needles in her eyes, like directly into her eyeballs every single month.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Honestly, it hasn't even helped. It just slows her vision loss down maybe a little bit.
Well, this discovery is a godsend for people like your mom, because thousands of people are using an at-home fix, giving people back their vision, eliminating floaters, and easing signs of AMD, glaucoma, and other age-related vision problems.
Wait, an at-home fix? What does that even mean?
It only takes 7 seconds before bed each night. It's also easy to do. All natural, 100% painless, and there are no side effects whatsoever. And it was discovered by cardiac specialist Jim Cooper.
But like a heart guy? Wait, hold on. I thought we were talking about eyesight.
Just stick with me. Jim was a cardiac specialist. Every day for 40 years, he helped people keep their hearts, arteries, veins, and bodies in tip-top shape.
Okay.
And when he started suffering from macular degeneration and cataracts, Jim looked somewhere no one else thought to: the blood vessels in our eyes. He discovered whether you suffer from AMD, cataracts, floaters, blurry vision, short or nearsightedness, retinal detachment, every vision problem comes down to whether the small microscopic blood vessels in your eyes are wide open and look like this, or twisted, clogged, and backed up like this.
It's interesting. Well, it makes sense. I mean, poor circulation is a killer for hands, feet, and organs.
Yep. Even scarier was the fact that if someone's eyes were clogged, the arteries in the rest of their body were clogged too.
So vision problems could lead to way bigger problems down the line then.
Yeah, in fact, this link has proven that doctors could predict how close someone was to experiencing a fatal heart attack or stroke, just based on how bad their vision was.
Man, so my mom she's probably at risk.
Yeah, well,